Bobby D. LaFleur, so let's just get straight into it, man. R.I.P. Stephen Lawrence. And I know it was like 27 years ago and that, but this was one of them deaths that definitely shocked the whole nation at the time. And you know what? I never really kept up to date to it because a couple years back I heard like a couple guys got sent to jail for years and all of that for it. But apparently in 2020, the Stephen Lawrence murder case is officially closed. And I'm just kind of shocked, to be honest. Like, I'm shocked it took them this amount of time to close the case. Now, for a lot of people watching this, you might have not even have been thought of or born of at the time. But I think this was back in 93. And I think Stephen Lawrence was 18 or 19 at the time. And he got brutally assaulted and beat up to death by a bunch of racist white guys at a bus stop. You know what I'm saying? That were throwing racial slurs at him, talking all type of nonsense. And at the time, no one was brought to justice for this murder. But over the coming years, a couple people got sent to prison and blah, blah, blah. And apparently, there are still people at large for this. So let's watch this article together. And I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this, but let's go through this together.
So this has been a huge set of investigations, 5 major investigations over the years, reviewed 17 times, and in the last phase, which is since 2014, we've been using every overt and covert technique available to us. But we've come to the view right now that
you could tell they had headache from their superiors above to solve this shit. Yeah, you could tell a lot of resources was put into this case, and I'm kind of disgusted it's taken 27 years to close the case. And not only close the case still has not been fully solved. My condolences go out to Stephen Lawrence's mother and father. And like, you know what I'm saying? They've been warriors throughout the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, big up to Stephen Lawrence's parents, especially his mum and that. I think his pop's passed, I'm not too sure. But big up Stephen's mum and that.
There are no viable lines of inquiry. We've been working very closely with the Crown Prosecution Service, and people independent of the investigation have had a look to assure me there's nothing more can be done at the moment. It's a matter of huge regret to me.
There's nothing that can be done at the moment. What? So you guys are just giving up is what you're saying. You can't catch no one and that's it, you're giving up. I don't even know what to say, man. I want to cuss her out, but I don't want these guys tapping my phone and watching my movements, you get
me? That there are still people out there who were part of that horrible, horrible racist murder of Stephen Lawrence. We've convicted, as you know.
Racist murder is an understatement. Racist murder. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, I want to ask a quick question before I continue. Like, you see when they call black people anti-Semitic and they call white people racist, yeah? Who has more hate in their heart when it comes to hate for other races? Like, me as a black man, I don't know how to be racist. I don't know what it feels like to have hatred for another race. Like, I just don't know.
2 people in 2012, but there are still people free. And if in the future new information comes to light, or new technology allows us to go back and look at the investigation again, as we have done in the last few years, then of course we will take that opportunity.
Look at please, you guys flopped. You flopped. You guys could have caught these people 27 years ago and you didn't. You need to be explaining why.
But in recent weeks, I have met with Baroness Lawrence and Mr. Lawrence, both of whom were aware 2 years ago that we were on the last lines of inquiry, subject to any new information. And we had a good and comprehensive meeting telling them each about what we have been doing over the last few years and the point that we've now reached. We have been extraordinarily committed to this investigation. It's a set of investigations like no.
Please, when it first happened, you didn't care. You didn't care. I heard there was a lot of discrepancies going on in this investigation. You guys didn't care, man. That's why it's taken so long to deal with this shit.
No other in scale and complexity. And I do regret that we have not got to the stage where all the people who were involved in that dreadful attack have been brought to justice. And I recognise that mistakes were made in the early days, and we've said so, I've said so, on a number of occasions. And so, of course, that is a matter of regret. I am convinced that there are people who could be brought to justice. We have 2 people who've been convicted, and throughout all the investigations, and indeed reviews by judges, including Sir William McPherson.
What is her name? Cressida Dick. Commissioner Cressida Dick. Cressida Dick.
There has been an understanding that 4, 5 or 6 people were involved in this attack, were the murderers. So there are people who are still to be brought to justice.
4, 5, 6 people was part of this brutal attack, and some of them are still at large. And there's guys in jail for conspiracy who didn't even fucking touch any scales. Guys piss me off, man.
Everybody accepts that in 1993 some mistakes were made. Of course, it was a different time, and how we can investigate now is very different from then. So in the last few years we've been using DNA 17, which wasn't available even when we brought people to justice in 2012. So things move on, but I and my predecessors absolutely accept that mistakes were made in the early stages.
Well, you heard it here, boy. Cressida Dick said that mistakes were made, and there's plenty more mistakes being made. Rest in peace, Stephen Lawrence, man. Like, until this day, man, my heart goes out to his family, and they done so well leading the fight for justice for their son. Like, I gotta like tip my hat to them, because they done very well. Like, you know what I'm saying? They done very well, and you hear it here first, guys. I mean, after 27 years, this murder case being closed, it's ridiculous, to be honest. They should be ashamed of themselves, man. It's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? You got people in jail for nonsense, and you can't even catch fucking real killers killing innocent black boys. I'm done with you guys, man. But therefore, let me know how you feel on this subject. Are the police just not giving a fuck, or did they just not take this investigation serious when they were supposed to? But the case is closed. I really don't know how to feel about it. I'm not happy about it, but that's what they're saying. So definitely let me know your thoughts and views on this, and it's peace.